Welcome to the Sellernomics podcast. In today's episode, we'll be featuring one of the many great tools and software available to Amazon sellers to help you grow your FBA business. A special thank you to our sponsor, GETIDA, the global leader in FBA auditing and reimbursements. Get $400 in free FBA reimbursements at getida.com/Sellernomics. Now it's time to show us what you got with your hosts, Rob Stanley and Lisa Kinski.
Time for another show us what you got. If you're coming over and first of all, if you haven't gone and listened to this person's podcast, you need to go listen to it. Yes. Absolutely incredible podcast. Now you probably want to hear more about what we talked about over on that podcast. So let's give you a quick hint. We're going to have Chad Rubin on. We're talking about boost Amazon private label profits with Profasee, this amazing AI repricing tool. Lisa, how great was that podcast we had a few weeks back? It was absolutely amazing.
Incredible. 80% over my head. I knew what ChatGPT was and I knew what SERP was, but other than that, definitely too advanced for me. But anybody who's selling on Amazon, I'm sure they're going to know exactly what he's talking about.
Absolutely. Well, you know what? Let's get Chad in here in the studio. How's it going, Chad?
Hey, thanks. It's nice to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. Great to have you on. And man, what a great podcast we had talking about different ways for repricing, Profasee, the tools, AI technology. Absolutely great. And today, though, we want to talk about an actual demo or presentation. Basically, you're going to be able to kind of step us through Profasee, how it works. Make sure you kind of touch a little bit. One thing we did touch on the podcast was, the pricing. We talked a little bit. You can do that at the end, obviously. And then, is it open to everybody? But for now, though, let's get right into this and get you going. So let's go ahead and add to the stream here and get you on. Let me just clean up the window, but go ahead.
I'm stoked to be here. My name is Chad Rubin. I'm the CEO and founder of Profasee. I've been in the Amazon ecosystem now for 15 years. My own e-commerce business, Think Crucial. We manufacture vacuum filters, coffee filters. I started a software company called Skubana. I was one of the founding board members and founders of the Prosper Show, which is the Amazon conference that everyone attends in the world. And sold Skubana, sold Prosper Show. I sold my e-commerce business, and I used that business to actually incubate new ideas to help me make more money, to differentiate and create a competitive advantage. So I started this company called Profasee. We're an AI-driven repricer, purpose-built for Amazon brands. So there's a lot of repricers out there. There's ones that claim that they have AI, but most of them, in fact, I think all of them are focusing on how do you win the buy box specifically built for resellers. We're playing a different game. We live and die by the SERP, the search engine ranking page. We work with Amazon brands. Right now, we're focusing on Amazon US brands specifically, and our sole purpose is to help you make more money. So before we even get started, the first question I ask people, is, would you ever set up a $10,000 PPC campaign and never optimize it? And every single time the answer is absolutely not. Of course I would optimize it. I'd never want to leave $10,000 on the table. And so then why do brands really just set and forget price? They statically provide their price and never really adjust it or never revisit it. And there's a couple reasons. One is, in my opinion, most importantly, it's inefficient and nobody knows actually what is the optimal price. They have to do it manually, but nobody knows what is the optimal price. And by the time you make a change in the Amazon world, because it's so fast paced, it's hard to react to that change. So most people aren't going back into an ASIN, making a change and seeing how Amazon reacts, how your competition reacts. And the last piece is that really nobody knows. There's so much data and so many decisions to make that there's over-analysis paralysis that happens. So this pricing is broken, and this is really why I started Profasee, to fix it. And it was because of the struggles that I had in my own business. I've been running a private label Amazon business with 500 SKUs, all private label on Amazon in the home and garden category. And we had been struggling to produce a profit. Everything has gotten more expensive. There's been PPC inflation. There's been raw material inflation. There's been employee inflation. And so everyone has really made a move after we started this business to really sustainable profits. It's no longer growing at all costs. It's growing at the lowest costs and growing sustainably and profitably, creating profitable revenue. So today, we're going to talk about our approach of Profasee of how we help you make more money. And our focus, again, is maximizing profit by adjusting price dynamically without sacrificing your BSR. That's your bestseller rank on Amazon. We won't sacrifice your discoverability for more profit. So the first thing we want to start with is that there is so much data to unlock at Amazon. There's data coming to you from Seller Central, from the Ads API. There's even third-party sources that's enriching your data, and there's so much of it that it can cause some confusion. Nobody knows what to do, how this data can take them to more heights, to elevated heights, to more profitability, and that's exactly what we do. We take into account the contextual elements like seasonality and holidays. We take into account your own sessions and conversion rate, your price, of course, your inventory. We take into account your competitors. So that's another thing on the last podcast that we did together with the Sellernomics team. We talked about how we're different. Here's a big one: is we do reverse ASIN lookup on all your ASINs and find your keywords and find your competitors based on those keywords. We take all of this into account into an algorithm, into a model that we've built specifically optimized to achieve one outcome, which is to unlock more profit for your Amazon business. And we noticed, and this came up on the podcast as well, is we noticed that many sellers rarely, if ever, change price. So here's a very important thing that we do is we have a hyper learning phase. And I make it, and I'll draw a parallel to say like a Facebook or Instagram. If you first log into Facebook or you log into Instagram and there's no followers, you have no connections, you've never posted anything, you've never commented on anything, Facebook or Instagram wouldn't know what to serve you. They wouldn't know how to hit that dopamine in your brain so that you never leave the platform. And so in that same way, Profasee, if a seller makes no change to price, we have nothing to chew on for the algorithm to learn from, to enrich our data. And so for the first month of using Profasee, we have a hyper learning phase. In this phase, we're making small adjustments in price. This way that our model, which gets smarter over time, can learn from those changes. We also are learning from how Amazon reacts to those changes, and we're learning how your competition reacts to those changes. So that's the first month. And then we move to the profit optimization phase, which is when we're pushing profitable pricing to the channel, and we're doing that dynamically, and we're doing that at daily every single night, and we're doing that time and time again. And the beautiful thing about AI is that it's self-improving, it evolves by itself, it learns by itself, which gives you a competitive advantage. The longer that you use it, the better the results and the better that it gets. And that's the beautiful thing that we've built. A few other massive differentiation items that make Profasee and really steer us clear of the pack is, firstly, our AI is real. So there's a lot of companies out there that claim to use AI, and they're probably using if-then statements, if they are using any if-then statements, but our AI is self-learning, evolves by itself, it experiments, it observes and learns all independently of us internally. And so our AI is real. So we don't just throw around the word. We're an AI first company built with AI first that is built for Amazon brands. The second goal is really profit maximization. So we're not here to drive seller velocity. We're not here to increase your BSR. We're here to help drive more profit to your business. And as a secondary measure, never sacrifice your BSR. Thirdly, we've built listing suppression into the platform. So if there's something that happens where Amazon doesn't like, and we've hit a certain price threshold for a specific ASIN that Amazon doesn't like, we reset back to the original price. But we built that technology into the business, into our business, into our model. We have the strongest data in the game. And so this is very important. So when you make a change, or if you look at other repricers on the market, even ones that now claim that they're private label focused, they don't take into account your competition. And you can't make a change on Amazon in a vacuum. every change has a butterfly effect, whether it's with Amazon specifically or whether it's with your competition or even affecting your advertising spend. Every change, every action has a reaction. And so we actually take into account external data points. We take into account competitors. So it's the velocity of data and it's the volume of data and the quality of data that we pull into our model that we consume to actually make our model different and make it outperform anything else on the market. We also use AI, but AI doesn't run by itself. We have a whole data science team with a human touch that essentially guardrails and protects the integrity of your listing and of your profits. So every single day, our data science team is internally looking at a dashboard to make sure that we're delivering on our promise of more profit dollars to your business. So we are the co-pilots in the AI to make sure that it doesn't run off the rails and to make sure that we're maximizing profit. The last one, which is most important, one of the things that we realized we started working with brands was that we would take on a brand and we gave them one algorithm, but a brand might sell shovels and it might actually sell beach towels simultaneously. So we decided that when you come on board our platform, which is like hitting the yes button, by the way, we wanted to make it as simple as hitting the yes button. You give us your min price, your max price, and your landed cost, and we do the rest. You have to integrate with the click of a button. You connect to the Seller Central API and the Ads API, and then you're ready to rock and roll. So when we start onboarding brands in the early days of building Profasee, we noticed that these brands have multiple different types of products that they sell. They're not just exclusive to one. And so we started to build algorithms per ASIN. And so every ASIN it's its own unique snowflake, and we wanted to make sure that they get their own model. So imagine you're using ChatGPT today, and each thing that you type has its own thread, and ChatGPT saves that thread and builds its own model of understanding of how to react in that thread. We do the same thing, but we do it on an ASIN level. So we have your ASIN, we have all the information coming from Seller Central. We do reverse ASIN lookup. We find your competitors. We pull in all their information. That informs our model, improves it, it fortifies it, makes it better, so we can deliver the appropriate price at the perfect time on Amazon to your customer to maximize profitability. So our North Star of how we share results is profit dollars. That's what we care about. That's why people are in business, is to make more money. Am I right? Yeah. Okay. So we evaluate our performance on a dollar level and on a percentage lift. And as a secondary measure, we're looking at your BSR, on your discoverability. And we're using that as a secondary measure to make sure that you're not losing rank, you're not losing discoverability while we're changing pricing. And if there are changes to BSR, we're going to adjust appropriately to make sure. Cool. Now, one of the things I said was, well, we have a great team to support your business. It's not that we just let the AI run by itself. We are supporting the AI with a team of experts. So I would say that I'm bringing a ton of experience from running a SaaS company, from running an Amazon business was doing at the time over 12 million in revenue. And so we are dog fooding. We're our first customer of this business. And so we're working with an amazing team of data scientists and engineers to help pave the path to help you maximize profitability. And this is one case study that we have. It's a private label brand called Wall Charmers on Amazon. And so they were able to increase profits by 30%. Now, we can't always show a profit increase of 30%, but in this case, we did. They were massively underpriced for most of their products. And essentially that equates to $90,000 of incremental profit on the bottom line. Now, $90,000 of incremental profit's amazing. You can take that and put that back into your business. Or when you sell your business, you apply a 3 or 4x multiple on that. So that's 9, 18, 24. Let's just say it's even 3x, $240,000 increase of enterprise value into your business. And that was just on a couple of their SKUs. That wasn't even on all their SKUs. So that's just an example of the power of pricing and what it can do for your business. Typically, on average, I would say somewhere between 7 to 30%, depending. And remember, it's not always that pricing goes up. Sometimes the most optimal decision is that pricing goes down. Pricing goes down, more volume, more velocity. Even though you're selling at a lower price, it's offset by your increase of velocity, and perhaps you start even ranking better in the organic ranking results. But the problem is that it's too much data to consume to keep checking on Amazon where you rank, where you're positioned, what's the most profitable decision, which is why we're the expert in what we've done and what we're training our model to create for you, which is excess profits without sacrificing your discoverability. A few things, other things to remember in repricing is you want to make sure that you're on Amazon US. So that's a core client for someone that we work with. We typically are not working with smaller clients. And the way that we look at clients is if you're doing above $500,000 in revenue, we can likely support your business, but you need to be selling at least 4 units a day, 3 to 4 on average. If you're making any changes to listing, just let us know. If you run out of inventory, you'll have to let us know. We wouldn't suggest changing your PPC agency when you're using our platform. Excuse me. At least in the experimentation phase, and just avoid couponing and running promotions during this time too. Anyway, if you want to learn more, please reach out to us at Profasee. Excuse me. There's a lot of talking here without drinking some water. But it's okay. So to find out more, you go to Profasee.com. You can
so
chat at Profasee.com. Oh, go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, no, I was going to give you a chance to get some water, and I'll cover that for you. So Profasee.com, Profasee. I'll put it up on the screen, and then Chad's email is chad@profasee.com. Give Chad a quick break there from coughing. Absolutely incredible information. Just a real quick, Chad, one thought I had when you were kind of mentioning getting on, is there like a wait list you guys are doing when they go over to the website and check it out, or how does that work?
Yeah, so we've been doing this for about a year and we're still early. And so we're onboarding customers 10 drops at a time. And so you go to Profasee.com, you request access. We'll probably just pre-qualify you to make sure that you're a good fit and make sure we're a good fit for you for what you're looking for. So just go ahead and request access. The other thing is we're still in beta. We're still in pilot, even though we've been building for over a year, we're still in beta. And so we're offering beta pricing to our clients. So beta pricing right now looks like a 75% reduction of what we would offer in price. It's a flat base pricing system specifically for now that we built, and essentially we're leaving the upside to you. So the ROI is immense. You get a dedicated data science team. This is what aggregators have been spending a lot of money on building internal teams and building models internally, spending millions and millions of dollars trying to figure this out. And we've already cracked this code for you. And so we're here to support your business and democratize it to every Amazon brand that's out there today that's doing over $500,000 in revenue.
Yeah. Incredible. If you want to give this a try, you definitely need to get a hold of them, get on that wait list. Again, it's Profasee, Profasee.com. Head on over there. A couple of quick things. Be sure to hit that like and that subscribe. And if you have any questions, even if it's after you've watched this and we've gone live and all that stuff, be sure to put the question down in the chat area or in the question box, and I'll get a hold of Chad and we'll make sure you get that question answered. And be sure to reach out to them regarding getting more information or maybe see if you qualify to be able to do this. I think it's absolutely incredible. We're seeing a lot more AI technology starting to integrate with tools to help Amazon sellers. I feel like, from the podcast, which, by the way, I'll put a link down in the description for the podcast also, that Chad's actually way ahead of a lot of people on this. I think they're going to be playing catch up, to be honest. Just my opinion, but talking to him on the podcast, he's definitely way ahead of everybody else on this AI technology, and absolutely incredible information, Chad. Anything you want to wrap up with? Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm on mute. So anything want to wrap up with? No, I'm excited to offer this to brands.
Sure.
Again, we've been testing it ourselves. We've been showing results. We've been helping brands flourish. And so I'm really excited to open this up and to get it to your audience, Rob.
Absolutely.
Incredible.
Yeah, be sure to head on over to Profasee.com. Check it out. Chad, amazing having you on, both on the podcast and on the Show Us What You Got. And you definitely showed us what you got. And we'd love to get you on maybe another 6 months from now, as it sounds like this tool is growing and growing, and you're just adding more and more to it all the time. Maybe we'll have to do a follow-up. If you guys want to see a follow-up, hit that like and subscribe. Make sure to comment that you want to see maybe a follow-up in a few months on where Chad's gotten with this amazing technology he's offering to Amazon private label sellers out there. And appreciate your time on this, Chad. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for joining us this week on the Sellernomics podcast. Special thanks to our sponsor, GETIDA. Did you know that Amazon probably owes you money for FBA reimbursements? Get $400 in free FBA reimbursements at GETIDA.com/Sellernomics. Be sure to join us again next week for more great tips on how to grow your business. And thanks again for listening.